Hey guys, I'm back with another video for you today. I've got Linda here from Ormonde Jayne. I'm in her beautiful store in the Royal Arcade, and we're going to talk about some of the latest Ormonde Jayne fragrances. Shall we do that?
Absolutely.
So if you're curious to learn about some of the latest Ormonde Jayne fragrances, then please stay tuned. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
Good, nice to see you again.
Thanks for coming over.
You're welcome. I came over here last August. We went over some of your fragrances that you were launching some stuff. Now you will have launched those fragrances, but you also have a few other fragrances that have launched as well. Well, actually, one of them is launching in a couple of months.
No, in May, so not far off. So, I mean, what we tend to do is like, we have our own laboratory and studio, so we do make perfumes for other stores, which we do in-house. Actually, we do them ourselves. And so sometimes, you know, it looks like we've got a lot of launches, but they're not just all for us. They're allocated out to Harrods, Selfridges, or, you know, some point of sales around the world. So it's not like Ormonde Jayne is launching back-to-back parties for Ormonde Jayne. A lot of them are bespoke requests from stores.
So the stores ask you to create something exclusive for that.
Yeah, so each year, they come over, they say that, okay, what are you going to do for us? And, you know, we come up with some ideas, we present to them, and they, yes, no, like this, no, change this, change that. It's like a deal, you know, whatever.
So they're basically directing you on what the fragrances should smell like.
Well, we're making it for their store, and we're making it for their clientele. We're making it for their philosophy, for their house.
Yeah.
So it's definitely 100% Ormonde Jayne led fragrance, in so much it's our palette, which is, you know, pegged to Ormonde Jayne style.
Yeah.
But, you know, they might want something, you know, because people are requesting, you know, different ingredients. So they want an Ormonde Jayne style perfume using these ingredients.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
So you have Harrods, Selfridges, Fortnum & Mason, Harvey Nichols.
That's right.
But what about any for USA department stores?
Absolutely.
We have exclusives?
We're just literally starting right now, so I'm very happy about that. I'm actually going to be in America next week, going to Neiman Marcus in North Park, Dallas.
Oh, wow.
And then off to Tampa, and we're doing a pop-up shop, and we are giving them an exclusivity. I think it is going to be in next coming months.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So then you do this quite often, so in other countries as well.
Well, we have our own laboratory studios. We've got the formulas, we've got the oils, so it's very easy for us to implement those ideas. We don't have to go to a big fragrance house and ask them to help us, because usually, you know, maybe the store wants 500 bottles, 1,000 bottles, you know, so you can't really disturb one of the big shots to say, right, this is what we want to do, can you help us out? So we do it in-house.
Yeah.
So bespoke fragrances for stores, we do it at the Ormonde Jayne Laboratory and Studio, in-house, we do it ourselves, I do it. And then when it comes to launches that are going to be Ormonde Jayne International all around the world, then of course there we might be working with Expression, IFF. It depends which oils we're looking at. But each year, they all send me 4 or 5 little oils to think about.
Something new that they brought into the
Something
company.
they've got that's new in their repertoire, something that, you know, and then I'm smelling these. This is like the year before or 2 years before. And I might just pick 1 or 2 oils that, you know, captures my imagination straight away.
Nice.
As they go onto my desk. So like in the case of the Vetiveria,
Which is what we're going to talk about in this most beautiful green bottle. Is this your first green bottle?
well, there's a bit of a story behind that, because it was actually named. Yeah.
Totally stands out against all the orange.
It's very Vetiveria.
Yeah, it is totally.
Yeah.
It's what you're going to smell.
This is like one of those strange where, you know, we've just landed in the airport in Cannes. We're going to go to the show in Cannes. We've got the Vetiveria, you know, samples of it. It's just literally finished about the week before. So we're like, you know, on the back foot. And in the car from the airport to our, you know, where we're going to present.
This is duty-free, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking, what are we going to call it? And how should we present it? By the time we went from the Nice airport to Cannes, It was Vetiveria in a green bottle.
Oh.
And then when we got to the shows, and then we got to the show, and we were saying, this is da-da-da, and it's called Vetiveria, and it's going to be presented in a green bottle.
Nice.
So yeah, it was like flying by the seat of our pants on that one.
Awesome,
But
yeah.
I just want to show you the oil that I was sent, and when you smell it, it's a TIMUR pepper.
TIMUR pepper,
When you smell it, you're going to die. So the Vetiveria we needed to have a vetiver perfume, which we used to have. We used to have a perfume called ZIZAN.
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 Yeah, I don't remember this.
ZIZAN's Latin for vetiver.
Okay, I didn't know this.
So-
Learn something new every day.
Well, like all the perfumes in there, obviously I want like Osmanthus, Frangipani, Torum. They're all the ingredients. Occasionally the ingredient doesn't sound that great. So I look to the Latin of the plant, and it helps out quite a lot.
Nice.
So the Vetiveria is obviously the Latin name for the plant, but ZIZAN was Latin for vetiver. The ZIZAN is one of ours, what we call sleeking beauties. We don't ever discontinue perfumes, but occasionally they're very long compliant.
So when you say non-compliant, it means there's ingredients that have to be regulated ingredients are featured in it, so you have to redo this?
So in the case of our ZIZAN, we had a very sort of citrus burst top note, and we had 6% pure lime oil, 8% pure this oil, that oil, and it was like non-compliant, not too much, to the point where they said you can pour this perfume at 3%. That's 97% alcohol.
But when you launched it, it was compliant.
It was, but that was like 10 years.
10 years
before that
ago,
was. So, of course, we had a big fan club of ZIZAN. It's a sleeping beauty. I realized there's no way we could replicate it. So there's no point in trying. People get very upset when you try to copy a perfume that's non-compliant. They just say, it's just not the same thing. So you're flogging a dead horse. So I received this beautiful oil because I get oil sent to me from all the olive grass everywhere, all around the world. And when you smell this, you just think, okay, you can understand why I thought I'm definitely working with that.
So this is TIMUR pepper.
TIMUR
Why is it
pepper.
fruity?
It's actually a berry, so it's
great.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as soon as I opened this, I just thought, right, definitely having that
So it's a pepper. It has pepperiness, but to me, it's more
fruity. It's really unusual.
Is it a bit also grapefruity?
It's unusual because you've got this kind of fruity, peppery berry. They grow like you see grapes, except tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny, like a tiny bunch of grapes.
Yeah.
And it's a berry, and
It almost makes you want to drink it.
I mean, when you smell it, you
smells
just
so
say,
good.
I know. So that's good, right? Okay, that's
It
mine.
also smells tropical.
So then I'm thinking, what am I going to do with this TIMUR pepper? And then my little brain went ding. I'm going to have that as my top note of my new vetiver.
So you're gonna wake up the Sleeping Beauty.
No, I can't wake up the Sleeping Beauty. Because the Sleeping Beauty's got pure lime, pure this. This has got TIMUR. So we looked at the formulation. We used the same vetiver that we did in ZIZAN, but we've reconstructed it with the TIMUR top note. We put in some sage.
Oh.
And it's a
Well, can we smell it?
You can definitely smell it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm seeing a beautiful green bottle. And in your store and all the lighting here totally stands out.
It's beautiful. It's going to be launched May the 8th
May the 8th, okay. Globally, or is it exclusive somewhere?
globally.
Globally, okay.
Everything's on the 8.
On the
Ormonde Jayne is all about 8.
Oh.
8. 88ml bottle, 8-sided overcap. 8 is for infinity.
Okay. Makes total sense.
What?
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's very fresh.
Yeah.
But there's that rooty kind of vegetal quality of the vetiver in there.
Very long lasting. It's got a great silage. We actually just poured that at about 27-28%. We don't want to have it any stronger because it's already a humdinger. It doesn't need it.
Wow.
It's got a lot of presence. I'm very, very happy with it. And I know all the ZIZAN fans around the world.
Will they recognize ZIZAN? Or will
They will recognize the DNA, but they've got this beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I actually think it's better.
Yeah, it's nice.
So sometimes then, out of bad news comes good news. Your ZIZAN's non-compliant, but your vetiver it is, and actually I think it's better.
So how did you use the TIMUR pepper? You use it as a top note?
Yeah.
Because there's a slight fruity aspect to it, but not as much as how the
So
soil is.
ultimately, when this dries down, we've got a very good example of a good, well-made, well-balanced vetiver. And we use 3 different vetivers, by the way, and we blend them ourselves, so it doesn't smell like anybody else's. We do that quite a lot at Ormonde Jayne.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did that with vanillas in a
So-
Vanille des Afriques.
Vanille des Afriques is become one of my favorites of yours. In fact, probably is my favorite after Avernia.
I was really happy you said that.
I am
actually.
getting a similar DNA.
Yeah. So again, that is an in-house. We had a perfume before that was non-compliant, so she became a sleeping beauty. We couldn't reconstruct her the way we wanted her to be.
So Vanille des Afriques was previously a different
As a
fragrance.
sleeping beauty.
Okay. I didn't know that.
But I don't want to try and bring back a perfume and replicate it 100% if it's not 100%. So I know that upsets people, so I don't even bother trying. I just say, let's make it compliant, let's change some of the ingredients. So the Vetiveria has new ingredients in it. Few people did say to me, it's not much fun. And I just think, I'm sorry.
I think it's more mature, and to me, it also leans masculine. It's not necessarily a feminine take on vanilla.
I think it's very interesting the way it develops. I think it sort of becomes like a second skin. It just kind of like, it's like a perfume that makes you smell great, but not like you're obviously wearing a perfume. It's just like your skin smells beautiful.
Yeah. It also, there's iris in there quite a bit, I think.
Yes.
But I, for some strange reason, get mastic resin.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So, all the formulas are very long. We don't publish the whole formula.
Yeah.
We publish, obviously, what sounds nice and what people can, get to grips with. But yeah, the formulas, the Vanille des Afriques is a very long formula.
Oh, wow.
There's actually quite a few perfumes where the formulation is 70, 80 ingredients,
Wow.
which is, highly unusual.
Yeah.
But it's all about little tiny drops, just making sure, building up a little profile.
Yeah.
If you want a fruity, let's say in the damask, you've got this lovely rose perfume, but it's got a little bouquet of fruit notes around it, just gives it something a bit more of a different edge.
Yeah.
You've got tiny, tiny little drops of 7 or 8 different fruits around it, but it's not necessarily that fruity. But of course, it's all the ingredient and it's
It's just all those ingredients takes to create this beautiful creation.
And nothing goes to market unless it's absolute perfection. I mean, nothing goes to market. We've got perfumes in our studio that have been on the back burner for years, and they've never been launched because
You have to perfect them.
well, it's because the dry down isn't doing it for me. Like we have a best-selling candle called Casablanca Lily. We've had it for maybe 22 years.
Wow.
But there's no Casablanca Lily perfume because the dry down, it just goes every time to us a lily. And we don't do like lily because you can buy lots of perfumes on the market that smell like lily. Christian Dior know a thing or two about lily perfume. So I'd even want to even try, but it doesn't the lily aspect to it stays put, and so
You want to add a bit of complexity to it.
I want it to be different. I want it to be in our palette.
I agree.
The only thing that shakes it up is actually some ginger. But I don't like ginger, and I hate, and I've been given a lot of ginger oil recently, ginger and peppermints, and that's like the thing of the moment now, the gourmandness everybody's talking about. I can't get to grips with them. I don't even like to eat ginger.
Oh,
I don't
I
like
like ginger.
ginger. See, I don't like it at all. I don't like it in cooking. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like people that drink these ginger shots. And so I hard work with it, even though it's on trend.
You're anti-ginger.
Anti-ginger, anti-on trend this year. Sorry about that, folks.
No, but getting back to is it Vetiveria?
Vetiveria.
Yeah, it's quite invigorating.
Yes. Yeah.
Very invigorating. I kind of get a little ginger from this.
There's
There's a bit of zing to
there
it.
is there is zing to it, exactly, because the top note is an effervescent burst
Yeah.
of zinginess.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
TIMUR helps with that.
I think
that's
so.
a very interesting berry.
This is perfect timing for summer. I think this is a
absolutely
perfect summer
my
fragrance.
time. No, this is what I'm going to tell my husband. This is what you were wearing this summer, darling.
Yeah, so it comes out in May
Maybe
globally,
globally.
wherever Ormonde Jayne fragrances are sold.
That's it.
Yeah. Tell me a few more fragrances that you've recently launched really quickly.
Well, we had KASHMIR, which that's from the Route de la Soie collection, the Silk Red collection.
Okay.
And this is with an interesting wood called deodar. It's from the cedar wood family and only grows in the Himalayas.
Really?
So that's why hence KASHMIR. And also it's got blue poppies in it. And blue poppies only grow in the Himalayan.
I wasn't aware.
So you might have seen blue poppies in seeds on, like when you buy a betel, you've got those dark seeds. That's a blue poppy seed.
Where I'm from in Lebanon, we used to have red poppies.
You have red poppies. In KASHMIR, it's blue poppies.
Ah, okay.
And did you know I have a perfumer's garden? So I have planted up.
Oh, you told me about this.
It's finished. It's
Okay.
ready. I've just actually literally imported some blue poppies and I planted them last
Can't
week.
wait to visit next
You're
time I'm
welcome.
here.
Yeah. You're absolutely welcome.
I'm smelling this. This smells great.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is like dead sexy.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. I remember this.
So you've got sandalwood, deodar, cedarwood, blue poppies,
Is there musky notes in here?
muskinette. It's gorgeous. It's very sensual. And the reason why I wanted to do this perfume was everybody kept coming into the boutique saying, have you got really nice soft sandalwood, like really good sandalwood? I want a really nice sandalwood, which is fine, but you can buy really good examples of sandalwood on the market.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to do one like that. So it was like, you know, where am I going to get my sandalwood from? So,
Where did you get it from?
well, because I bought the oil, the deodar.
Deodar.
Deodar, so this is a different oil.
type of sex, like cedar.
It is a type, but it's from the cedarwood family.
Okay.
But it's like a pine. So that in the Himalayas, you've got you've got like these forests of green trees, and then you've got these icy streams running to top to bottom.
Wow.
All these blue poppies. I mean, it's up. So I'm not going to do a sandalwood perfume because it's Ormonde Jayne.
Yeah.
We want to. We have to stay true to our house. Our house says, you know, we look for ingredients nobody else is using, and if it's an ingredient that everybody else is using, we mix our own version of it and get 2 or 3 from different houses and mix them together to create our own accord.
Yeah, this definitely has the DNA of Ormonde Jayne.
It definitely does, doesn't it?
Everything is kind of fitting.
So the Vetiveria is drop dead gorgeous. The KASHMIR, drop dead gorgeous.
I love this one. I love the muskiness.
So let's just now finish up with ARUBA because that's just launched now.
Aruba.
ARUBA. So it's part of the MONTABACO series.
I've never been there.
So the MONTABACO series comes out once a year. It's all little offsprings from our best-selling perfume, the MONTABACO INTENSIVO. Last year,
I reviewed that, by the way.
yeah.
Long time ago.
So last part.
For Sapper Ball.
Okay, so
When I worked with her.
So now a Cuba is one of the original ones, and everybody loves Cuba, and then we had last year Rio, which was like a riot of carnival.
So you're basically creating flankers of the original
They're all-
every year.
They are all flankers of the original. Might not do it every year, to be perfectly honest. It's become so popular that, you know, I don't want to be a victim of our own success.
Yeah, makes
So there's, you know, we might just say, okay, let's just park that and work on something new, work on something a bit different, because everybody gets very excited about like now they're talking about the 2026 MONTABACO series.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking, you know, so at the
I don't
moment,
want to take it a rest for, but
well, I think, you know, you don't want to, it's successful. We started that project 4 years ago. It was literally 300 bottles each of 3 perfumes.
okay.
And this year it was 17,000 bottles.
Wow. But the original didn't launch 4 years ago.
No.
Quite some time ago.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's part of the 4 Corners of the Earth collection. That's quite a while back, but it's our international bestseller. MONTABACO INTENSIVO and Lavante from the Route de la Soie. MONTABACO is from the 4 Corners of the Earth collection.
Okay.
And the Lavante is from the Route de la Soie, and the Lavante is a peony, and it is from the Lebanon.
Oh.
So it's your neck of the woods.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
as you're so you're Lebanese, so you're actually Lavantine.
Okay.
You're
I'm
a-
actually Armenian, born in Lebanon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, but
Much sure by Levantine, maybe I
you are a Levantine, and the Levant means the rising.
Okay.
Yeah. The way to remember the Mod Series 2025 is it spells car. Cuba, Aruba, and Rio.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the only way I have to remember it.
that's nice. And you have a different bottle design here, or color.
Yeah, so each year we try to change the color of the bottle, the metallic finish that's got a little map of South America on the back. And
So, is it a limited edition?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
so everybody who partners with us is allowed to order it once a year. If they get one order, if they run out of one and they want another order, they can't have another order. You get one order, so you can decide, you have to really calculate how much you're going to need. Usually most of our partners sell out by May, June, July, and then they phone up and say, I need more Cuba, I need more Rio. I'm saying, I'm sorry. We just make what we get. We get our orders in between September and December, and we just make what orders we get. No more and no less, that's it. So if somebody says, if a little boutique in Italy says, I just want, 10 bottles of each, because it's a tiny boutique, absolutely.
makes
But
total
they say, can I have another 5 Cuba and 5 Aruba? We say, I'm sorry, because we just make what we get orders on. But we can.
So then, once these run out, we're not making another batch.
No,
Okay.
no.
So it's it.
That's it. It's until 2026.
The next batch is something completely different. It won't be Aruba.
Well, it could be.
Oh, it could
We have to analyze what we're selling, what people like, what they love.
Okay.
We might drop Rio and bring in something new. We might not do the MONTABACO series next year. We might just say, let's park that.
Okay.
Because
Makes sense.
It's very, very successful for us. But
Which one of the flankers has been the most in demand?
Cuba.
Okay.
Cuba.
I wish I can get my nose on it.
You definitely can.
You still have some?
Yes, because we're just launching it now.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is the
So is it a relaunch?
No, it comes out once a year. So now Aruba.
So all the flankers come back? I guess I'm misunderstanding.
Okay, so they all their father is Montabaco Intensivo.
Yeah, that's the original.
So 4 years ago, quite a few of our partners said, "Can you anniversary this great perfume and do something different? Like do a summer version, do a winter version." And it was like, "No, I can't because it's a finished formula."
Yeah.
I said, "But what we can do is we can do a version of it." Adding ingredients in, but it's
twist.
not a twist, but it's not going to be pegged to a summer or a winter.
Yeah.
Or so we did Cuba, Montabaco Ibois, and Montabaco Flor. Like I said, the order was 300, 300, 300. The next year we did the same again. The order was 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. The next year we dropped the Flor and we bought in the Rio. And now it's Cuba, Aruba, and Rio, and now it's like 16,000. So it's a victim of its own success, maybe because it only comes out once a year, maybe because everybody only gets one order. I don't know why, but
It's the demand on them.
but the people love it.
Yeah.
They literally, when they know it's going to come out, they start coming to the boutique, say, "Can I reserve 4 bottles of Cuba? And can I reserve 2 bottles of Rio?"
Wow.
When it comes out. So it's great
Yeah.
now, but you don't want to just keep doing the same thing each year because it makes it look like you just looking at your profit and loss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't, that's not my thing. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. So
Yeah, exactly. When you feel it.
this is Aruba, and the very nice ingredient is the sandalore. So sandalore is a beautiful, very soft, creamy sandalwood from Gimeda.
Very cozy.
It's beautiful, yeah.
So you work with the Givaudan as well, or?
Oh, Gimeda is an expression. I work with Expression. They've always been good to me. When I first started out like 25 years ago, it was a family-run business. And the fact that they entertained me, my orders were this big. And the fact that they were kindly invited me out, I want to show my loyalty to them. They've got very nice oils. They've got some very, very good oils, which is, part of Expression.
Yeah, makes
sense. And I've grown with them and they've grown, and then they sold their company to Givaudan, and they've been very supportive of their sales team are great. The ladies, the perfumers there are fantastic.
Wow.
They come to visit us, they go to our studio, and out in Kent, we go to their studio, we sit in with all the perfumers and chat, and we have a great relationship.
It's a great fragrance.
Thank
It's
you.
very, very cozy.
Thank you.
I mean, it still has the DNA of Ormonde Jayne, but there's a softness about it.
With us, it will always, all the perfumes will have an Ormonde Jayne DNA, because our palette, I know what the palette is. This is our palette, and we don't deviate from that.
Yeah.
And I can't work with a new oil set. Okay, like the TIMUR Pectin's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I got little bottles of mint and ginger. And I smelled those and I just thought, oh, I don't think so.
Not you.
And then, you know, I kind of tinkered with them a little bit at the studio and I just thought, I can't.
So then if those are not your favorite notes, what are your favorite ingredients and notes to work with?
Well, I actually quite like classic, very dignified perfumes. I'm a bit old-fashioned. I am of a certain age. And I love gardenia oil, pure gardenia oil. I like perfumes like the frangipane.
Well, you know what? I just smelled the frangipane for the first time.
It's gorgeous. It's
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. I will definitely have on my dressing table Osmanthus frangipane champaka, Taif, Tolu or Montauban.
Oh, I love Tolu.
Down here, over
I eat Tolu.
Tolu is wonderful. Sweet resins from Peru. Tolu, tonka bean, gold, Frankenstein's mirror, and amber.
Love that.
And I wear ZIZAN and I wear KASHMIR.
Huh?
So I am somebody who likes kind of very stylish, dignified, sophisticated, elegant perfumes. I've got a big team around me that work with Ormonde Jayne. We're like 52 people at Ormonde Jayne.
Wow.
And you know, I've got my right-hand man, which is Scotty. Scotty is more finger on the pulse. Like he tells me what's going on out there. Because I spend all my life either at Ormonde Jayne or in my garden or cooking. And I don't really get out on the streets that much. I prefer to be, you know, gardening. So he's like telling me, this is the word in the street, this is what people like, so when he was telling me about vanilla, I said, I can definitely do vanilla, I can definitely do that.
You did it great.
But I'm going to do Madagascar vanilla. It's not going to be vanilla ice cream.
Not going to be cookies and
It's
cakes.
not going to be cookies and cakes, and I'm sorry, that's what be. You can buy that from other companies, you know, readily.
I'm glad you did what you did because it's really
I
great.
have to because
But
I
it's not a
can't.
gourmand. I mean, it's a gourmand, but it's not a gourmand.
No, but I can't roast something I don't like myself.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I might not reach to it to wear myself, but at least I'm proud of it, and I know it.
I love that one.
Yeah, and I just know
I
it.
told you that already.
And but you know, they're all exceptional. The Sakura, the cherry blossom is just about to come out. The key is, you know, basically having another revival. That's key. That's a pure osmanthus oil with tea notes.
Oh. Tea notes I find very cozy.
Yeah. Well, if you want like a raised sort of citrusy, fresh perfume with a lot of longevity, the key from ours, which is like a nod to, like, you know, it's all the Chinese ingredients, like, you know, people do Tai Chi, and it's like the breath of life. So they do these very slow movements in the park. And when you're in China,
We're very calming.
osmanthus is everywhere.
Yeah.
Osmanthus tea, osmanthus. You can bake with osmanthus. You can buy big bags of dried osmanthus flowers that I bring back with me.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you use them as tea? I think.
And no,
it's tea.
I bake with those, and the tea is like a ball that when you put the hot water in, the flower opens up.
Oh, okay. One
Yeah,
of those.
it's
That's
really,
fun.
really nice. That's one. When I invite people around to my perfumer's garden, I have a big osmanthus tree, and I serve osmanthus tea, and I make, you know, products with osmanthus or little cookies or cake or other people to have as a cup of tea.
Osmanthus delicacies.
Yeah. So when you come to our perfumer's garden, you come in, you've got jasmine, roses, tuberose, peonies, and we've got irises, lilac, magnolia, osmanthus, pink pepper, hemlock, grass, pots of coriander. So we're putting together, now they got the blue poppies, which I just planted actually. So you could walk around the garden. I explain that, I show them all the pure oils, chat about perfume.
That's
nice
fun.
company. Yeah, it's lovely. Well, you know what makes me happy? I mean, I love doing that.
Yep.
It's what makes me tick, so I'm just doing what I love.
Yep.
I mean, it's always lucky, to be perfectly honest. It's not always a bed of roses, I have to admit. Like, isn't perfect, and we do have our ups and downs, but, you know, most of the time, we're sailing the ship in the right direction.
Makes sense. So we've chatted quite a bit.
Yeah.
Tell us what's on the horizon after VETIVERIA launches.
Perfumeria, what's on the horizon? We're going.
What should we look forward to in Cannes?
So there's going to be an exclusivity for the American market.
Oh, that's right.
Because they're our new partners with Neiman Marcus. They've been fantastic. We do actually have about 24, 25 private little boutiques that have been very supportive of Ormonde Jayne from day one, and beautiful owners, people I've known for decades. So I always go and visit them. It's like, you know, it's like visiting friends.
Yeah.
And now we've given an exclusivity to a store, and Neiman Marcus have been tremendous.
That's awesome.
Very, very helpful, great partners. So we're about to do a pop-up store. Well, it actually just opened yesterday.
Oh, really?
In Neiman Marcus North Park.
North Park.
It's in Dallas.
Oh, Dallas. Okay.
And they have 2 stores in Dallas. They have big headquarters, the big main store, and then they have North Park, which, you know, it's like in a shopping mall and lots of other beauty.
I've been to the main store.
The main store is beautiful, but I think North Park is where it all happens, and it's where it's very active. And you know, you can park then. You know, you can go to lots of different boutiques and shops, get lots of different stuff.
Yeah.
Have a great lunch. There's loads of restaurants there, so it's actually a good vibe. And they have ponds with tortoises in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
some have to go.
yeah. I mean, you
Next
could
time I'm in
just
Dallas.
sit there and look at these tortoises, thinking, "What the hell?" You know. But they've been there. No, maybe they're tortoises. They swim in the water, and then they come out and have a little bite to eat. And then they maybe take some sun, and then they have a neat swim.
Go back in.
Yeah.
So can you give us a little clue on what this exclusive fragrance is going to be? Or
It's got some. Well, I can tell you what it's going to be called.
oh, okay.
It's going to be called Vanilla Sultan.
Ooh,
And
it's another vanilla.
Yeah, a very sophisticated, but not as obvious as Vanille Zafrique. And it's got a lot of the usual, like beautiful spices and things you see in the souks, which is like my thing.
Oh.
No, so they're like little gems, they're like little bijoux, little gems, little pieces of jewelry, sparkling, and on a base of vanilla. So it's a very, very attractive perfume.
How fun.
Yeah.
Wait, when is this?
I think we're going to be showing it in Cannes.
Okay.
I think, don't quote me on that, but it is coming soon.
Okay.
Yeah, it is coming soon.
Well, I'm going to have to stop in.
And
see
you'll
you.
be,
Done.
and it's going to be exclusive, I think, to Neiman Marcus.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this video.
Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a great store, guys. If you are in London, make sure to visit the Ormonde Jayne boutique here in the
Royal Arcade.
Royal Arcade. Yes, it's a beautiful. This is the 3rd time I've been to the Ormonde Jayne store. The first time it was a different location, but the last time in August and today, it's at the corner. It's a big store. Definitely worth coming in and saying hi.
You're always welcome. Everybody's welcome. Like, we're all downstairs, so if you can just say, "Is Linda here?" and you're more than welcome. I'll pop off and Ivan here.
Yeah, tell him Sebastian sent you.
Yeah, Sebastian. Yeah, we're friends with Sebastian. Actually, I mean, somebody just came into the boutique and they knew who you were straight away.
They recognized me.
They said, "Oh, we know you. We've seen you, and you're the
They
guy."
see my face too much on YouTube.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But you've got other shops around here, which is great. You've got Fortnum Mason, Selfridges. You've got Brown's Hotel across the road, where you can get a fantastic cocktail or afternoon tea.
Oh, wow.
And it's gorgeous.
It's a great neighborhood, guys. Yeah, I love London.
Yeah, Mayfair.
One of you here.
You're welcome.
Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.